Hello there. You're now with me, Shel Chamato, for TVS English News at 5. Let's get to the headlines. A 189-meter-long ship has been reportedly stuck in the Suez Canal on the morning of May 25th, blocking one of the world's busiest and most important shipping routes. The bark carrier, sailing under the flag of Hong Kong, was on its way to the Netherlands before it ran aground in Egypt, with at least 4 other ships stuck behind it. As of the time of reporting, several tugboats are still trying to refloat the vessel. And now on to other affairs. The state's savviness in financial management and economic planning is enlightening the local banking sector. Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Jutubeng said this is evident after he was invited to share his expertise to corporate bodies.
Abang Johari revealed that he had received many invites to talk on Sarawak's administration, including at the 5th Malaysian Banking and Finance Summit 2023 in Kuala Lumpur recently.
The question they asked me is how did Sarawak manage to get this sort of revenue? Nombor 2 ditanyakan saya ialah dia kata Sarawak really going to be the new powerhouse of Malaysia. Ini top 100 figures bukan kita. Dia kata that is why the banking sector want that seminar and for me to give a talk.
At the same time, he said many local banks are beginning to work together with the Sarawak government, specifically in trading.
A 50-year-old man in Cebu has fallen victim to a forex scam, resulting in the loss of his entire life savings amounting to 485,320 ringgit. Cebu Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Police Zulkifli Suhaili said the victim joined a group chat that offered forex investment opportunities in Hong Kong after he was promised twofold profits from his investments. Intrigued by the potential returns, the victim proceeded to download the MetaTraders 4 application and invested an initial amount of 20,000 ringgit.
Selepas memuat turun aplikasi MT4, mangsa telah membuat sebanyak 109 kali transaksi ke dalam 2 akaun berasingan sejak November 2022 sehingga Mac 2023 kerana ingin meraih keuntungan sebanyak RM533,400 yang dijanjikan. Namun dia mula curiga apabila diminta untuk membuat pindaan wang bagi pelbagai urusan pengeluaran wang keuntungan yang dijanjikan.
Adding on, Zulkifli said the victim was requested to deposit an additional 11,000 ringgit to cover the expenses of agent traders who would supposedly visit Cebu to meet him.
Mangsa kemudian menceritakan pelaburan yang dilakukannya itu kepada peguam peribadinya yang mensyaki dia telah menjadi mangsa penipuan sindiket pelaburan tidak wujud. Untuk kes ini, satu kertas siasatan telah dibuka di bawah Seksyen 420 Kanun Kesesaan kerana menipu.
Following that, Zulkifli urged the public to check with Bank Negara Malaysia before making any online investments in order to avoid falling victim to syndicates. The police chief reminded the public to check the suspect's phone number and bank account through Check Scammers CCID or semamule.rmp.gov.my for making any transactions. Additionally, they can also contact the CCID Scam Response Center at 0326101559 or 0326101599 to get advice or channel information regarding cybercrime cases. They can also follow their Facebook pages to get the latest information on the scammers' modus operandi.
Police are investigating the brutal murder of a 21-year-old woman in Sabak Bernam, Selangor. Sabak Bernam District Police Chief Superintendent Agus Salim Muhammad Ali said the woman was viciously attacked by her lover during a heated argument over an unwanted pregnancy on the night of May 23rd.
The suspect, a 20-year-old man with no prior criminal record, is being remanded for 6 days until May 29 to assist in investigations. During interrogation, he confessed to assaulting the victim, rendering her unconscious and using a sharp item to forcibly remove the fetus from her abdomen. The suspect then set the victim's body ablaze, which was discovered by local residents at approximately 8:10 a.m. on the morning of May 24th. Although the suspect tested negative for drugs, the police believe he acted alone in perpetrating the murder. The victim's remains have been transported to Sungai Buloh Hospital for post-mortem. A thorough investigation is ongoing before transferring the case to the Deputy Public Prosecutor's Office. The case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code, which carries the mandatory death sentence if convicted.
And Sarawak Teachers Union fully supports the Ministry of Education MOE's decision on reverting the school session to January starting 2026. However, its president, Colin Jayang, cautioned that a proper planning is vital prior to its implementation so as to not be an inconvenience to various parties, including parents.
Kita berharap perancangan tersebut tidaklah menjejaskan banyak perkara yang berkaitan dengan sekolah ataupun tidak juga menjejaskan tugas-tugas guru yang lain dan yang paling penting tidak membebankanlah dan perancangan tersebut hendaklah bertitik tolak daripada persetujuan antara semua pihak sama ada pihak sekolah, JPN, PPD dan juga ibu bapa.
Kulin also said the rescheduling will allow parents to plan out their expenses for schooling supplies, taking into account the time frame for schools nationwide to prepare for students' registration and handing out of textbooks, classrooms and dormitories so that classes can be conducted smoothly.
Welcome back. There is no need to create a special ministry to handle Sabah and Sarawak affairs to avoid the possibility of overlapping functions with existing federal ministries.
Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Sabah, Sarawak Affairs and Special Duties, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, said the Sabah and Sarawak Affairs Division, or BHAS, under the Prime Minister's Department, was established in March 2020 to facilitate and address all issues pertaining to the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63.
Kita perlu melihat juga Datuk Yang di-Pertua kepada semangat prinsip MA63 itu saya fikir adalah untuk kita lebih memberikan empowerment, pemberian kuasa kepada negeri. Begitu juga devolution of authority, penurunan kuasa kepada Kerajaan Sabah dan Sarawak. Jadi setakat ini saya fikir kita perlu menjunjung komitmen tersebut, empowerment and devolution of authority, tanpa perlu untuk kita menubuhkan satu kementerian khusus yang bertanggungjawab kepada Sabah dan Sarawak yang akhir.
He said this in reply to Tawau MP Lo Sufui's question pertaining to the need to create a special ministry to resolve issues in both Bornean states on Thursday.
In efforts to elevate activity detection in the nation's seas using the radar system, a mobile surveillance unit MSU worth 4 million ringgit was received by the Ministry of Home Affairs MOHA at the Masuri International Exhibition Centre. Other than to provide maximum sensor coverage, the MSU can also improve marine coverage and create surface images in close to real time to ensure more effective patrols, search and rescue operations.
According to Minister of Home Affairs Dato' Sri Saifuddin Nasution, the MSU is a valuable addition to the existing Malaysia Sea Surveillance System, or SUEZ, which is run by the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency or MMEA. He also added that it is a system that can spot suspicious activity in rat routes that SUEZ could not previously access, modified for a four-wheel drive vehicle so that it can be used in a variety of terrains and weather patterns. Additionally, during search and rescue operations, the MSU's mobile radar system will detect any objects or pictures. MMEA anticipates that this will hasten the identification of casualties at sea and minimize fatalities. The MSU was built within 12 months, and with the help of MSU, it would lessen MMEA dependency on air and marine assets to combat crimes such as illegal trade, drug smuggling, illegal fishing, and maritime pollution. Saifuddin made this statement after witnessing the handover ceremony of the unit by the Chief Executive Officer of AMP Corporation M. Sudiran Berhad, Dato Sri Mustafa Abdul Rahman, to the MOHA Secretary General Dato Ruji Ubi. Also present at the session were Deputy Minister of Home Affairs Dato Sri Dr. Shamsul Anwar Nasara, the Deputy Director General Logistics holding the position of Chief of the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, Rear Admiral Maritime Dato Saiful Lizan Ibrahim, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Technology Depository Agency or TDA, Dr. Sharul Jambari. As an additional step, the first MSU will be utilized by MMEA before the government considers subsequent units.
Malaysia has once again condemned the latest incursion into the Al-Aqsa Mosque and its courtyard. Wisma Putra in a statement has called upon members of the international community to hold the Israeli regime accountable for the continued act of provocation and aggression that would aggravate the dire situation on the ground.
According to the statement, the United Nations Security Council must live up to its charter mandate responsibility and demand the regime to halt acts of provocations in the interest of peace and stability in the region. Malaysia continues to stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine and their lawful rights for an independent and sovereign state based on the pre-1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. Local media reported that the Israeli forces stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex for the second time and assaulted worshippers at the site.
And now on to some more global affairs. New ballot papers have been printed with pictures of the candidates, President Tayyip Erdogan and the main opposition candidate, who will battle it out in the country's May 28th runoff presidential elections. The by Turkey's High Electoral Board put the ballots on display 4 days before polling on Wednesday, May 24, in the capital, Ankara.
Erdogan's strong showing in the initial vote confounded pollsters who had said Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu led opinion polls. Many thought the cost of living crisis in Turkey would hamper support. His ruling AKP's coalition won a majority in parliament, giving Erdogan another edge in one of Turkey's most consequential elections ever. Erdogan has said a vote for him in the runoff is a vote for stability. On Monday, May 22nd, Erdogan received another boost to his reflection campaign by winning the endorsement of a hardline nationalist who came third. Turkey's anti-immigrant Victory Party leader endorsed opposition presidential candidate Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu on Wednesday, potentially boosting the challenger. Umit Özdağ, head of the Nationalist Victory Party that received 2.2% support in the May 14 parliamentary vote, urged supporters to back Kılıçdaroğlu in the May 28 runoff, in which Erdogan seeks to extend his two-decade rule. Kılıçdaroğlu has the backing of a six-party alliance, in addition to the endorsement of the pro-Kurdish HDP party, which is facing a potential ban over leaks to the PKK, which it denies.
That's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Shal Shamato. Thank you for watching.